Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am DL Vince, and today I got another movie review for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about Tom and Jerry, the new live action animated hybrid from Warner Brothers that just got released simultaneously with the theaters and on HBO Max. Okay, so I'm a big Tom and Jerry fan. I used to watch the show a lot when I was a kid, when it would air on Cartoon Network and Boomerang, one of my favorite animated shows. I really like the concept of the show. It's very simple, It's an animated cat and an animated mouse, hurt each other with a bunch of weapons. It's a very simplistic, really fun, and it's one of those animated shows that it kind of works as a silent film, even though there will be some talking here and there from the one of the few human characters that would show up on the show, or some of the other animals would talk. Going into this movie, I didn't have much expectations for it. I wasn't really excited to see a Tom and Jerry movie. I feel like Tom and Jerry is one of those properties that I don't think you could really do as a movie, because like the premise is just so simple. Tom and Jerry don't talk, and whatever supporting characters that do talk on the show isn't really important. So it's like I don't understand the point of them making a movie. And then it really confused me that it seemed like Tom and Jerry were going to be the only animated things of the movie, because like they're pretty much just taking their 2D designs, whatever, and just plopping it into the real world. So they're not trying to like alter their designs to make them look like they fit into the real world. They're just taking the cartoons and putting them into a real world, which I was really confused about. So it's like, why didn't they just do what they did with the live action Scooby Doo, or the live action Yogi Bear? Because like even though they're not, you can tell they're not really the real animals, but it's like the texture and stuff made it seem like they were hyper realistic for that world. It fit with that world. They made them look semi realistic. So I don't know why they didn't do that for this movie, but I was like, okay, whatever. So yeah, I saw the trailers for this movie and I was not impressed with it at all. So yeah, I didn't have much expectations. It was literally, my expectations were low to the ground. But so yeah, I decided to watch this on HBO Max just to see how it goes. And man, this movie was bad. This movie was really bad. Yeah, I was not a fan of this movie. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of expectations going into this. I wasn't expecting it to be good, but like I didn't expect it to be this bad. For one thing, the person directing this film is Tim Story. I didn't know that going in, but like when watching the opening credits of this film and I saw directed by Tim Story, that was already red flag number one. To those of you who don't know who that is, Tim Story is the person that directed the first two Barbershop movies and the two Fantastic Four films that came out in the early 2000s. And he recently did the new Shaft movie. I'm not a Tim Story fan. I'm not. And it's like I wanna, with me, I want to support, black directors out there, because I know we don't get a lot of recognition when it comes to mainstream films or big summer blockbusters. Because we recently had Ryan Coogler do Black Panther and stuff like that. So it's like, I really want to try to appreciate black filmmakers, because I'm trying to be a filmmaker myself. But Tim Story just he just doesn't do it for me. Like his writing and his structure for his films are just so, it's just so simplistic and lame, and just it's just, I don't know. It's just, he just doesn't work for me. I don't understand how he's getting so much work and how he's able to do all these like big. I want to say like they're not like huge properties, but you know like these, though these are significant properties. You know, in the main pop culture. You know, it's stuff like I don't understand how he's getting properties like Fantastic Four or Shaft or and now this Tom and Jerry. Like I don't understand how he's able to get these films, but yeah, I just not a fan of his. And like his, you could feel his touch throughout this entire movie. Like this film has such an identity crisis, you know. It's just like it wants he's trying to incorporate his like his hood urban aesthetic to Tom and Jerry, and it just doesn't fit. And like throughout the film, we're getting a bunch of hip hop tracks and soul tracks and stuff like that. And there's even like some voice acting for the animals that are voiced by some like, you know, it seemed like some, they try to make the animated characters more hood and urban and stuff like that. And it just felt weird. It just felt off. Like Tim Story's trying to put some sort of like weird edge to him, and it's like it just doesn't fit. And it's just, the movie literally starts with cartoon pigeons rapping. I'm not making that up. It's literally pigeons rapping. Like, what movie are we watching? Like, what is the need? Why is there a need to do this? Now, granted, in the show, you would have some colorful animal characters sometimes, and they would have different personalities and stuff like that. So I'm not necessarily against doing stuff like that, but the way it's structured in this film just seems pointless. It's absolutely pointless. And then going on to the story of this movie, the story is there's no story. Like there's barely even a plot. Like we're focused on Chloe Grace Moretz's character, who's, I don't know, this person that lies and steals stuff. I don't know. It's just I didn't care about it. So Chloe Grace Moretz's character is trying to get hired to be in this hotel, you know, be a hotel attendant, whatever, and she's trying to help plan this wedding for these two people that we barely get any development with, and then at the same time they're trying to stop Tom and Jerry from fighting in the hotel and causing mayhem at the hotel while they're trying to plan this wedding. Like the story for this movie is just, it's not interesting. It's kind of dumb, actually. Like I didn't care about the human characters at all in this movie. Chloe Grace Moretz, I feel like she's trying her best, bless her heart, but it's just, the story just is not engaging. And plus, like her motivations in this movie is all over the place. Like she does some really unlikable things in this film. She tricks somebody into, you know, not getting an interview to work there. Like how am I supposed to root for her, first of all, when she's doing like these backhanded stuff to people? Like what am I supposed to feel? And then you have Michael Pena's character, who's also a manager there, and it's like he's acting unlikable towards her, and I'm just like, what is going on? And then Ken Jeong is the chef of the hotel. Like, why are these characters here? Wait, I mean, why are these actors here? First of all, why did you go out your way to get these significant actors to be in a Tom and Jerry movie? I mean, I know they want to try and elevate the material because it's Tom and Jerry, not much you can do with it story-wise, but it just felt like they were wasted. There was no reason to get these actors. Like, you could have got anybody else to do this. I don't know, it made no sense. And then when we're talking about the actual, you know, when we focus on Tom and Jerry, I'll admit, I actually liked most of the Tom and Jerry stuff. You know, when they end up chasing each other and hurting each other with a bunch of, you know, random objects or whatever, then it brought me back to, you know, when I was watching the cartoon, you know. And they even incorporated some of the screaming sound effects I would hear from the old show, so I kind of appreciated that. But like, even with that, there's some stuff with the animals that that wasn't funny, and it was kind of juvenile actually. There's literally poop and fart jokes in this film regarding the bulldog, the gray bulldog that was in the show. He's in this movie, and there's literally a poop joke twice with him. I'm just like, why? Just why? There was no poop and fart jokes in the show, so why are you putting it here? Like, poop and fart jokes aren't funny. Most of the time, they're not funny. Like, I don't understand why movies, like comedies per se, whatever, animated comedies, whatever, I don't know why they have to resort to that. It's just, I can't believe they have to resort to that type of humor. But once again, I'm not surprised because Tim Story is directing this movie. But yeah, just like it just felt some of his creative choices with the animals was just strange, and just overall the overall making all the animals in this real world CGI cartoons, like it, I just don't understand the rules of this world. Like we're in the real world, we're in New York City, but all the animals are cartoons. All the animals are cartoons. Like, huh? I didn't understand it. I mean, I can respect that, that they're committed to having all the animals be cartoons. They didn't just have some animals be cartoons and some of them be real animals. So I can respect it on that aspect. But I don't understand why they decided to do this, creative choice. I guess because they didn't want to, have the stigma of the other movies that tried to make the animals look more realistic, like Scooby-Doo and Yogi Bear and Alvin and the Chipmunks. But it's like, I would have just went all the way with it, And it's not like you can't mess up the designs of Tom and Jerry. They're really simple. So it's like, I don't understand why they couldn't just do that similar aesthetic of making them look semi-realistic, But it was just odd. Though I feel like even if they did that, the writing for this film is still not good. So I don't know if it would have helped it that much. But I was just confused about the logic of this film because, like, you're setting it in the real world, but it seems like the humans are even like trying to adjust to the cartoon physics of the animals. So it's like they didn't know which direction they wanted to go in. So I don't know. It just didn't fully work for me. And the movie's too long. Like, I mean, it's an hour and 47 minutes, so it's not like super long. But it's just like the pacing of this movie it was too long. Like, you could have cut out maybe 20 minutes from this movie, and it probably would have been a little bit better. Like, I don't understand why it needs to be this long. It just felt like padding for most of the film. So I don't know. I was not a fan of this movie. I was not, and I'm a big fan of Tom and Jerry, and I was hoping for something a little bit better than this, even though I wasn't expecting much from this movie. But I don't know. It was just not my. It was just not my cup of tea. I don't feel the need to rewatch this again. I'm so glad I didn't pay money to see this. Like, I'm glad I didn't go to the theater and see this. So this is one of the times where I'm glad that I'm able to watch this on HBO Max because I probably would have been mad if I had to pay money for this. Like, that's how mad I am at this movie. So, like, overall, I'm gonna have to give Tom and Jerry, like, I'll give it a C minus. A C minus. Like, I'm giving it that high of a grade because most of the stuff when it comes to Tom and Jerry, I liked most of it when it wasn't resorting to stupid toilet humor. It's like when Tom and Jerry are interacting and when they're fighting and stuff like that, and when they're fighting with the other animals, like that's entertaining enough. But there's like a good 10% of it where it's just they didn't know what to do with them, and then it's like they just resort to, when they do fight sometimes, they even resort to going to these random cartoon twisters that they would do in like old animated shows when you see two anime characters fighting and they get into this dust cloud or whatever. They resort to that twice out of nowhere. It just builds up. Like, it just comes out of nowhere. Like, in the old cartoons, they would do a better job of, establishing the actions of the characters, where when they fight into that twister dust cloud or whatever, it would make sense, but it just felt random. And that's what this whole movie felt like. It just felt random to me. So I was really disappointed. But yeah, overall, I think I'm just gonna give it a C minus. It's really mediocre. It's really disappointing. Is it the worst film I've ever seen? No. It's just it exists, and I don't know why it exists. But that's how I feel about Tom and Jerry. What did you guys think about it? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys think it was okay? Comment below. Let me know. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to leave a like, and please subscribe to the channel if you want to be updated on future videos I'll be doing. Please hit that bell. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.